I saw the exact second your heart started collapsing under the weight you've been carrying alone. You didn't say a word, but your spirit cried out louder than your voice ever could, and I heard you. You've been trying to hold yourself together with shaking hands, breathing through the storms in your mind, fighting battles no one knows you're facing. But I know. I've been watching every silent breakdown, every hidden tear, every moment where anxiety tried to convince you that you were losing control. Listen to me now. You are not falling apart. Your spirit is calling for me. And I came. Right now. For you. Feel this moment. The shift you sense is not your imagination. It's my presence interrupting what fear was building. I am stepping into the room where your thoughts have been shouting, and my peace is taking authority over the chaos inside you. You ask for a sign. This is your sign. My voice. My presence. My interruption. And I need you to do something powerful, something spiritual, something that marks this moment in your story. When you write something, you break the agreement with fear and create an agreement with faith. So right here, right now, as an act of courage, as a declaration that anxiety will not own your future, I want you to comment, Jesus, I choose faith over fear. Because when you declare it, heaven moves, fear weakens, and your heart begins to breathe again. I saw the moment your heart began to feel heavier than your body could carry. You tried to hide it behind your routine, behind your quiet smile, behind the way you say, I'm fine, even when your voice trembles. But I saw the truth, the weight pressing against your chest, the pressure building behind every breath, the questions you're too tired to ask out loud. You think you're being dramatic, you think you're being weak, but you're not. You're simply human. And I am the one who formed your heart, so I feel the strain long before you collapse under it. There are nights when your thoughts squeeze your chest tighter than any hand ever could, and you wonder if something is wrong with you. But listen to me. Nothing is wrong with you. Something is hurting in you, and I came to heal it. You've been waiting for an answer, hoping I would break the silence with something loud, something undeniable, something that proves I'm listening. But my answers don't always arrive with thunder. They often arrive as a quiet strength rising inside you, a sense of calm that doesn't make sense, a peace that begins to loosen what anxiety tried to lock down, that tightening in your chest, that heaviness behind your ribs. I have been touching it gently, even when you didn't feel me. I enter the very places where fear breathes, where worry grows, where exhaustion hides. I meet you where your anxiety begins, not where you pretend to be strong. I know the questions that circle your mind at night. Will this feeling ever go away? Why can't I control my thoughts? God, are you hearing me? And while fear screams its loudest in those moments, my voice is still steady. I am here. I am working. I am not late. Let me reshape the place inside you where fear keeps building walls. Let me lift the weight you don't even know how to explain. And if you feel my presence speaking to you right now, if you feel something softening, something loosening, something shifting, let this be a moment you don't let pass. Before you continue, take a breath with me, slow, steady, intentional. And if this message is already touching the places you've kept hidden, then stay with me in this journey. And if you want more moments like this, more words from my heart to yours, subscribe to this channel so you never miss the way I will keep speaking into your spirit. I'm not finished healing you. Stay close. I am right here. I saw you sit on the edge of your bed today. That quiet moment when you lowered your head, closed your eyes, and tried to breathe past the noise inside you. You weren't trying to pray. You were simply trying to survive the pressure in your chest. You didn't know what to say to me, and yet I heard everything. When you paused, even for a second, something inside you softened, not because you suddenly became stronger, but because I drew closer to you in that breath. You think silence means I didn't hear you, but silence is often the place where I speak the loudest. You don't realize how much heaven pays attention to you. That moment you put your hand over your heart and whispered, I don't know what to do. I was already right there, resting my presence over the fear that tried to swallow you whole. You wonder if I hear you when your thoughts are scattered, when your mind is racing, when your emotions feel tangled and messy. but I listened to every unspoken word. Your breathing prayer, the one you weren't conscious of, came to me as clearly as a cry for help. There's a reason the room feels different when you pause. There's a reason your spirit loosens just a little. That subtle shift you feel is not random. It is my nearness entering the moments where you have no strength left to pretend. You've been carrying so many expectations, the pressure to be okay, to stay in control, to keep moving even when your heart feels tired. And every time you inhale with trembling lungs, I am whispering back to you. You don't have to hold yourself together alone. When the world feels overwhelming, I'm not asking you for perfect prayers or poetic words. I'm asking for the smallest openness, a single breath where you allow me in. Just one moment where you stop trying to fix everything by yourself. In that quiet pause, I begin restoring what anxiety has drained from you. I touch the thoughts that keep circling without answers. I calm the tension in your spirit that you've learned to ignore. I remind you that even when your mind feels too busy to find me, I have already found you. There is a softness I place over the chaos inside you, a gentleness that wraps around the corners of your heart where fear has been camping. You may not see my hand, but you feel its effect. The slower breath, the slight ease in your chest, the sense that you're not as alone as you thought. That is me, not imagination, not coincidence. Me, steady, present, closer than your next inhale. And every time you pause like that, every time you breathe even when it hurts, I am rebuilding the foundation inside you that fear tried to crack. One breath at a time, you are becoming stronger than you realize. I am here, quiet but constant, silent but active, hidden but holding you through every trembling breath. I heard you when you whispered, "God, I need peace." It wasn't loud, it wasn't confident, it wasn't even a complete sentence, but it carried the weight of everything you've been trying to hold inside your heart. And the moment those words left your lips, even if they were barely a breath, something in the room shifted. You didn't imagine it. You didn't make it happen. That shift was me stepping into the space your fear had been filling. I felt the tension in your chest, the heaviness pressing against your thoughts, the exhaustion that settles behind your eyes when you're trying to be strong for everyone else. I know the pain that doesn't have a name yet, the sorrow you haven't fully faced, the quiet panic that rises without warning. But when you whispered to me, even softly, you opened a small doorway, and I entered gently, quietly, steadily. Peace never arrives with force. It comes like a soft breeze, like a warm hand resting on your shaking soul. That subtle warmth you felt, that slight lightness in your spirit, that is my peace, slowly loosening what fear tried to tighten. You often think I am distant because you cannot feel me constantly. But I am closer than your next thought. Closer than the tremor behind your breath. Closer than the tears you hold back so others won't see. When you whispered to me, I didn't look at you with disappointment or impatience. I looked at you the way a healer looks at a wound, knowing exactly how to treat it, knowing exactly how to mend what has been torn. Your whisper wasn't small to me, it was sacred. It was the moment your heart reached toward mine even without knowing how. There are things inside you that have been tightening for years. Memories you've tried to bury, fears you've tried to silence, lies you accidentally believed because life wounded you in places you didn't protect. But my peace enters exactly where those wounds live. I come to the room of your thoughts like a soft light, slowly filling the dark. Not aggressive, not overwhelming, just present, quietly, intentionally, fully. And when I enter, the room changes. Not because everything around you shifts instantly, but because something inside you begins to breathe again. What once felt cramped starts opening. What once felt heavy begins to lift. What once felt impossible becomes something you can face with me. Do you know why the room feels different when you speak my name? Because your soul recognizes its true refuge. Because your heart remembers the one who formed it. Because your spirit awakens to a presence strong enough to carry what your hands cannot. That quiet shift you felt, that moment when the atmosphere became softer, calmer, lighter, that was me placing peace in the exact place anxiety tried to break you. And I will keep returning to that room, to that whisper, to that trembling place inside you, until peace becomes your home again. There are moments when your mind runs faster than your faith, when the questions grow louder than your hope, and you start to wonder if my silence means my absence. You fear you're talking to the air. You fear you're asking for things that will never come. You fear you're being forgotten by the very one you're trying to trust. But I need you to hear me clearly. My silence is never my distance. Not once, not ever. I know how the waiting feels. I know how the unanswered prayers create a heaviness you don't know what to do with. And I know how fear begins whispering, maybe God isn't listening, maybe nothing will change. But fear is a terrible interpreter of my presence. Fear lies. Fear exaggerates. Fear tells you stories that are not mine. Let me remind you of a woman who felt exactly what you are feeling, Martha. She watched days pass without seeing me come. She felt the delay. She felt the ache. She felt the disappointment growing inside her chest. And when I finally stepped into her sorrow, she said the same words that have lived inside your thoughts. Lord, if you had been here. But she didn't know that my delay was not abandonment. It was preparation. She didn't know that I was already working behind the scenes. She didn't know that what she called too late was the exact moment I had chosen to reveal a greater glory. You look at your situation and think, it's been too long, nothing is happening. But you don't see what I'm aligning beneath the surface. You don't see what I'm preparing inside your heart. You don't see how I am shaping your strength without noise, without rush, without explanation. When you fear I am silent, it is often because you are standing in the middle of a story I have not finished writing. You are judging the construction while I am building the foundation. I have heard every prayer, every whisper, every tear that carried a question. You have not spoken a single word into the void. Every cry has reached me. Every longing has touched me. Every ache has been seen by me. You think I'm ignoring you, but I'm actually holding you closer than you realize. I am strengthening you, not punishing you. I am preparing you, not rejecting you. I am positioning you, not abandoning you. And now I want something honest from you, something real. Fear grows in silence, but faith grows when you open your heart. So I want you to write in the comments, not for me, but for the healing of your own soul. Jesus, I trust you even when I don't hear anything. Let those words break the agreement with fear. Let them declare that my silence will never steal your faith again. I am here, closer than ever, working in ways you cannot yet see, but will soon understand. You didn't plan for the calm that found you. You weren't expecting it. You didn't sit down and say, this is the moment everything will feel lighter. But it came anyway, quiet, gentle, unexpected. And that's how my peace often arrives. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't push its way into your chaos. It comes like a soft breath settling in the room, like light slowly brushing against the walls of your mind. Before you even realized what was happening, the weight inside you loosened just a little. Your chest felt less tight, your thoughts slowed, and for the first time in a long time, you felt a moment of rest. That calm wasn't random. It wasn't an accident. It wasn't your imagination fabricating comfort to survive the day. It was me. I've been rebuilding your strength from the inside out, not with force, not with sudden breakthroughs, but with these quiet moments where anxiety loses its grip and you feel your soul expanding again. You've been so accustomed to fighting, to bracing yourself for the next wave of worry, that you hardly recognize the feeling of peace when it touches you. It feels foreign. It feels unfamiliar, but it is the language of my presence restoring you one breath at a time. I see how tired you've been. Not just physically tired, but soul tired, the kind of fatigue that wraps itself around your thoughts and makes every decision feel heavy. You've had nights where you lay awake, staring at the ceiling, trying to calm a storm that refuses to quiet. Days where you smiled publicly but crumbled privately, moments where you said, "I'm fine." But your heart whispered, "I'm not okay." That is why I sent the unexpected calm. It was my hand resting on your spirit. My peace entering the rooms inside you fear tried to occupy. My presence settling into the spaces where you've carried more than you were ever meant to. You didn't feel me arrive, but you felt the effect of my arrival. You felt the heaviness shift. You felt the air soften. You felt yourself breathing deeper without knowing why. That is the signature of my presence, subtle but undeniable, quiet but powerful. And I want you to understand something. This calm is not temporary. It is the beginning of something deeper I am building in you. Your peace will not depend on everything around you being perfect. Your peace will come from the one who is steady even when your world isn't. I am strengthening you in these small sacred moments. I am rewiring the places inside you where fear claimed territory. I am teaching your heart how to rest again, how to breathe again, how to stand again. So when the unexpected calm enters your spirit, let it stay, let it settle, let it become familiar, because this is how I heal you, gently, slowly, completely. I am here, quiet but present, soft but strong, and I am rebuilding you from within. I saw you sitting by the window, staring into the distance, trying to form words you couldn't find. You weren't sure how to pray. You didn't know where to begin. Your thoughts were tangled, your emotions were heavy, and your spirit felt too tired to speak clearly, and you wondered if silence meant failure, if the absence of words meant the absence of faith. But hear me. I understand every prayer you don't know how to say. You don't need elegant sentences to reach me. You don't need perfect phrases or spiritual clarity. Your sigh is a prayer. Your tears are a prayer. Your longing, even when it's wordless, reaches me with absolute clarity. I've listened to every unspoken cry in your heart. I've held every unexpressed fear. I've understood every emotion you didn't know how to articulate. There has never been a moment where your silence confused me or pushed me away. You think that praying without words is weakness, but it is often the most honest form of surrender. When you sit in that quiet space, unsure, tired, overwhelmed, you are not drifting from me. You are actually leaning into me. Your spirit speaks a language that requires no vocabulary. In those moments, I come closer. I watch the way your shoulders drop in exhaustion. I feel the tension behind your breath. I see the way your eyes search for something you can't quite explain. And I step into the silence as your strength, your clarity, your refuge. You often believe that prayer begins with you. But prayer always begins with me, with my presence drawing your heart, with my comfort reaching for you, with my voice whispering into the spaces your words cannot fill. When you don't know what to pray, I am not disappointed. I am not frustrated. I am not waiting for you to get it right. I am simply inviting you to rest. Your soul knows me, even when your mind feels lost. Your spirit reaches for me even when your voice cannot. You are not failing in prayer. You are being held in prayer. Do you remember the moments where you felt a sudden clarity, a gentle comfort, a sense of direction that appeared without warning? That was me responding to what you couldn't say out loud. I answer the prayers of your heart, long before they ever reach your lips. When you sit in silence, unsure of what to ask, I am already shaping the words for you. When your thoughts feel messy and unfocused, I'm already interpreting the truth beneath them. When your emotions are overwhelming, I'm already holding the weight you cannot manage. You are never unheard. You are never misunderstood. You are never praying wrong. Your silence is a doorway I enter with compassion. Your uncertainty is a space I fill with peace. Your weakness is where my strength begins to rise. So sit by the window. Let the quiet settle. Let your thoughts drift. Let the words come or not come. It doesn't matter. I am there, listening to the language of your heart. And I understand every part of it. Your anxiety keeps telling you that nothing is changing. It repeats the same message over and over, convincing you that every step forward is too small, every prayer too weak, every moment of peace too short to matter. But anxiety has never understood how I work, because I move differently than fear expects. I don't always arrive with thunder. I don't always speak with volume. I don't always reveal my work with dramatic signs. Most of the time, I move in silence, and silence is where your soul hears me the clearest. You were waiting for an answer that would shake your world, but I sent one that would settle your spirit instead. Not loud, not forceful, not overwhelming, just soft, steady, unmistakably mine. Do you remember the moment when your thoughts were spiraling and suddenly, without warning, something inside you paused? That wasn't coincidence. It was the beginning of the answer. Do you remember the moment when you felt a small clarity, not enough to solve everything, but enough to breathe again? That was me whispering direction. Do you remember the moment when you felt a warmth in your chest for the first time in days? That was my peace reaching into the place fear tried to occupy. The soft answer is not less powerful. It is simply designed to reach the parts of you that loud answers cannot touch. Loud answers confront the surface. Soft answers enter the soul. I know the hidden places in you, the fragile places, the quiet wounds, the old fears you never told anyone about. Those places cannot be healed with noise. They need gentleness. They need tenderness. They need the kind of presence that doesn't frighten the pain, but invites it to loosen its hold. That is why I speak softly. That is why my answer arrives like a whisper instead of a roar. Because your heart responds to love, not pressure. To presence, not force. You've mistaken my quietness for inactivity, but I have been working beneath every breath, weaving restoration into parts of you you didn't even realize were broken. I've been calming storms without you seeing the winds shift. I've been lifting burdens before you noticed the weight leaving. I've been untangling the very thoughts that used to tie you in knots. The change you feel, small, subtle, fragile, that is the beginning of transformation. You wanted a miracle that was visible. I gave you one that was internal, because internal miracles last. Listen to me. The soft answer is still an answer. The quiet change is still change. The moment of peace is still a sign. The gentle shift is still movement. And when you think nothing is happening, that is often the moment I am doing the most. So let the soft answer rest in you. Let it grow. Let it guide you. Let it become the foundation of your strength, because what I am building inside you, and slowly, silently, lovingly, will outlast every anxiety that once tried to break you. I want to tell you about someone I watched closely, someone whose heart looked a lot like yours. Her name is Madison. She lived in a busy city, surrounded by noise, lights, deadlines, conversations, yet she felt more alone than ever. She believed in me, but her heart was tired. She prayed, but her hope was thin. She waited, but the silence felt endless. She used to sit in her car after long days, gripping the steering wheel with trembling hands, telling herself to breathe. Some nights she cried without knowing exactly why, only feeling the weight of everything she couldn't explain. She wondered if her emotions were too messy, too heavy, too complicated for me to understand. But I understood every part of her. I heard the prayers she never spoke. I saw the fears she hid behind her laughter. I watched the way she tried to stay strong while her heart quietly cracked beneath the pressure. And just like with you, I never left her side. One night, Madison whispered into the darkness, "God, if you're still with me, I need you to show me." She didn't expect anything. She didn't feel holy. She didn't feel strong. She felt empty, completely emptied by the storms inside her. And in that emptiness, I began to rebuild her. Not with a dramatic miracle, not with a sudden breakthrough, but with a slow, gentle healing that started inside her thoughts. She began to notice small things, the calm that settled over her without explanation, the unexpected strength that helped her get through the day, the quiet sense that she wasn't as alone as she felt. These were not coincidences. These were not random changes. This was me, restoring her little by little. There came a moment when she finally realized something. I was working in her even when she thought everything was falling apart. She didn't have to feel strong to be held by me. She didn't have to have perfect faith to be guided by me. She didn't have to know the next step because I already saw the path ahead. Her story is a mirror for yours. You think you're too overwhelmed to be making progress, but you are growing. You think nothing is shifting, but something inside you is quietly changing. You think you're standing still, but your spirit is moving closer to me with every breath. Madison's storm didn't last forever. Neither will yours. The same way I held her through every shaky moment, I am holding you now with the same strength, the same patience, the same unfailing love. And just as I asked her, I'm asking you something honest and real, something that opens the door for me to continue healing your heart from the inside. Write in the comments, "Jesus, continue your work in me." Not for my confirmation, I already know your heart, but for your own soul, so it can mark this moment as the beginning of the change you've been waiting for. I'm not done with you. I am only beginning. I saw the moment you looked up and whispered, "God, I need a sign." It wasn't a dramatic prayer, it wasn't shouted into the sky. It was a simple, desperate request rising from a heart that's tired of not knowing what comes next. And I heard you immediately, the very second your soul reached out. You often think you need a sign because everything around you feels uncertain. The path isn't clear, the answers aren't visible, and your emotions shift faster than you can understand them. You want something unmistakable, something that breaks through the fog, something that tells you, this is the direction, this is the moment, this is what God is doing. But I want you to understand something sacred. I often answer inside you before I answer around you. You're looking for something external, a door opening, a change happening, a circumstance shifting. But my first movement is almost always internal. I begin by aligning your heart long before I align your environment. When you said, "I need a sign," you felt something stir inside you, a small clarity, a soft awareness, a gentle realignment in your spirit. It wasn't loud, but it was real, and you felt it, even if you tried to brush it aside as nothing. That stirring was me. It was the beginning of the sign you asked for, not a lightning bolt, not a dramatic moment, but a quiet adjustment inside your soul, the kind that turns confusion into direction, anxiety into hope, exhaustion into a quiet strength you didn't know you still had. You asked for a sign, but what you truly needed was alignment, because a sign without clarity would only create more noise inside your heart. So I started with the part of you where clarity matters most, your inner world. There's a shift happening in you, even now. Your thoughts are loosening their grip. Your fear is losing its authority. Your spirit is rising in ways your mind hasn't fully recognized yet. This is how I prepare you. Before the opportunity appears, I prepare the heart. Before the door opens, I strengthen the courage. Before the answer comes, I quiet the fear that would sabotage it. And before the change unfolds around you, I first unfold the change within you. So when you ask for a sign, don't overlook the subtle things. The moment your heart softens, the moment your mind becomes still, the moment your breath feels deeper, the moment hope feels possible again. These are not small things, and they are divine movements. They are the signs of a God who is already working, already guiding, already setting things into place in ways you cannot yet see. You are not being ignored. You are being prepared. And the sign you asked for is already growing inside you, and a quiet shift, a renewed strength, a deeper peace, a subtle but unmistakable realignment. This is me leading you. This is me answering you. This is me preparing the path you're about to walk. You will see the outward signs soon, but the first sign, the most important one, has already begun in your heart. You've been telling yourself that you're barely holding on, that you're too tired to keep going, that your heart is stretched thinner than it has ever been. But I need you to recognize something sacred happening inside you, something you haven't fully noticed yet. A new strength is rising in you. It isn't loud, it isn't dramatic. It isn't the kind of strength you brag about or even feel confident in. It is quiet, steady, almost hidden beneath the layers of everything you've been carrying. But it's there, and it's growing. You felt it in the moments when you wanted to fall apart, but somehow stayed standing. You felt it when anxiety tried to break you, yet you kept breathing one trembling breath after another. You felt it when you woke up on mornings you didn't want to face, yet you still moved forward. You felt it when you whispered my name, not with certainty, but with hope that there was still something left inside you worth saving. That persistence, that courage, that resilience you can't explain, that is the strength I placed in you. I know you think you're weak. I know you feel fragile. I know you believe you're constantly on the edge of collapsing, but your spirit is stronger than your fear has ever allowed you to believe. Strength isn't the absence of trembling. It's the ability to choose hope while trembling. And you have been doing that, even without noticing. I've been shaping you in the quiet places, in the moments when you thought nothing was changing, in the nights when tears felt like your only prayer, in the hours when your thoughts felt too loud to control. I've been rebuilding you from the inside, layer by layer, not by demanding more from you, but by lifting what has crushed you. Not by pressuring you to be strong, but by being strong for you until you could feel strength rising again in your own soul. There is a courage forming in you that fear cannot dismantle. There is a peace settling into you that anxiety cannot uproot. There is a clarity awakening inside you that confusion cannot silence. You may not see it fully yet, but I do. I see the way your heart is learning to stay open even when it hurts. I see the way your spirit is beginning to trust again, piece by fragile piece. I see the way hope flickers inside you, refusing to die out completely. And I see the foundation I'm preparing for the future you're about to step into. Nothing you've walked through has been wasted. Not a single tear, not a single prayer, not a single moment where you felt like you had nothing left. Every struggle has carved out space for this new strength, a strength that isn't built on fear or self-reliance, but on my presence, my guidance, my love. You are not the same person you were in the beginning of this season. You are softer, yes, but you are also deeper. You are more aware of your fragility, but also more aware of my nearness. You have been wounded, but you have also been awakened. And now a strength that comes from me, steady, holy, unbreakable, is rising in you like light at the edge of the night. You are stepping into a version of yourself that fear cannot defeat. A version shaped by faith, healed by my presence, and anchored in the quiet transformation happening inside your heart. I am not finished with you, but this rising strength is the proof that I've been here all along. You've walked with me through every moment of this message, through the heaviness, the quiet shifts, the hidden battles, the unspoken prayers, the soft answers, and the rising strength that has been taking shape inside you. And now, as we reach this moment, I want you to feel something deeper than words, a knowing, a certainty that you are not finishing this alone. You're finishing this wrapped in my presence. Everything you felt, everything that stirred, everything that loosened inside your chest, that was not emotion, not coincidence, not imagination. That was me healing you in real time. You've been waiting for change, but you didn't notice that the change has already begun. Your heart is not the same heart that started this video. Your spirit is not in the same place of confusion. Your breath is not the same trembling breath you carried at the beginning. There is a new stillness inside you, the kind that only comes when I settle into the deepest parts of your being. And now, as this transformation rises, as this peace takes root, I want you to come with me into something sacred. Not a moment of performance, not a moment of pressure, a moment of communion where your heart rests inside mine. Let this next breath be the bridge, the gentle step, the doorway into prayer. Just breathe and come closer. Close your eyes for a moment and let me speak directly into the deepest places of your spirit. I am here. I am with you. I am holding what you cannot hold. I place my peace over every anxious thought inside you. I place my clarity over every direction you've been unsure about. I place my strength in every place where you feel weak. Right now, I am lifting the weight that has been pressing against your heart. I am calming the storms that have been stirring inside you. I am quieting the voices that have been stealing your rest. Listen to me. You are safe in me. You are seen by me. You are carried by me. You are loved without condition, without limit, without interruption. And as you breathe, I breathe peace into you. As you rest, I surround you. As you open your heart, I fill it with the comfort your soul has been longing for. I am not leaving when this video ends. I remain, closer than thought, nearer than breath, steadier than every fear that tried to break you. Let this moment seal inside you. Let my presence linger long after the screen fades. Let my voice echo louder than the anxiety that once controlled you. You are mine, and I am here. Amen. And if my words touched your heart today, if you felt my presence healing you, if something inside you shifted, even gently, show it by blessing this moment. Leave a like, subscribe to this channel, and write in the comments what part of my voice reached you most deeply. And before you go, watch the video that is on your screen right now. It is not random, It is chosen to continue what I'm doing inside you. I will meet you there too.